Welcome back to Cocktails and Classics. We did March Madness. We did Wine and Cheese. And now we're on to the best month of them all, April Fools. It's where we have a little competition between ourselves to try and find the best worst movie by actually being the worst movie.
Would you like to say?
This week,
Yes.
it's Zach's week to choose, and he chose for us.
Shrek Retold. Oh, you wanted me to say your hand was off
Sorry,
the camera.
the camera's
Well,
on the other
not
side.
exactly.
Yeah, we watched Shrek Retold.
Which is a 2018
shot-for-shot remake.
Nah,
it's not shot for shot.
it's basically a fan-made retelling of the first Shrek movie, and it seems like it was each individual scene was assigned to a different person, and then it's just literally smashed and cut together, going from live action to animation to Lego claymation to just anything and everything. To kick things off and get everybody in the right mood, we're going to go to this week's cocktail. Tipsy Bartender has Shrek Piss.
Nice.
That's what I
Shrek
watched.
Piss.
Yeah, that checks out.
To make Shrek Piss, it's 1 ounce of tequila, 1 ounce of peach schnapps, a half ounce of gin, half ounce of triple sec, half ounce of sour apple pucker, half ounce of melon liqueur, half ounce of sweet and sour mix, 2 ounces of pineapple juice, an ounce of watermelon juice, and garnish that with a lemon peel. Add ice to a serving glass and just pour all in there and stir. I don't recommend making it, just like I don't recommend watching the movie.
If you want a drink that's going to get you through this movie, just take whatever bottle of liquor you have, open the cap, and drink the whole thing.
I was going to say, Shrek Piss is probably, like, tastier than just going straight from the bottle, and it'll probably do the same, but, like, you could just go straight from the bottle and just inebriate yourself beforehand.
Have you guys seen that video where you put, like, the straw in a bottle of Jack Daniels, and then you kind of give it a good swirl, and you just shotgun the entire, like, bottle, fifth of Jack Daniels?
Yeah.
If you plan on watching this movie, do it.
For those of you wondering where you can watch this fine film at home, YouTube is an option. You can also go to 3GI's website and download it for free, or order the VHS for $25.
They have a VHS.
They have a VHS.
Check the show notes below. Hit up the Drizzly Casker links and get the million ingredients it takes to make this Shrek Piss. And let us know what you think in the comments below. You can also watch Shrek Retold on YouTube as of recording. And we're going to spoil it, I guess.
Shrek Retold.
Well, I know what I'm getting Zach if I'm his Secret Santa in the future.
A copy of Shrek
yes.
on DVD.
Wait,
Shrek? No. Shrek Retold on VHS.
The ogre-sized box set comes with the VHS of the documentary of the making of Shrek Retold too.
And a cassette of the original motion picture soundtrack.
Jesus.
Shrek Retold is a 2018 retelling of the classic Shrek movie from about 200 plus animators and storytellers. I guess technically it's directed by Grant Dufresne. Somebody had to organize it. It's based on the screenplay by Ted Elliott, Terry Russio, Joe Stillman, Roger S.H. Schulman, based upon the book by William Steig. Has some notable creators in there. I personally had noticed Cherd Lees, the guys from Smiling Friends, Michael Cusack, I believe is his name. Some of the people credited on IMDb are actually people who were in Shrek. They did use a couple of voices. Hold on. The fucking dude who played Gibby was in the movie?
Wait, really?
Yeah.
He was at Shrek one time?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I'm like going through and seeing who has. Somebody who was in Robot Chicken for 3 years was on there. The guy who did the Hallelujah bit with the ventriloquist dummy he's credited on there as
Try to
self.
explain that scene. Try to
How do you even do that? I mean, there's a guy singing Hallelujah, the song, the famous song, and he's like holding a puppet of Shrek while he's doing this. But then also there's like it cuts to like puppets of Shrek and Fiona and Donkey as well. And the dragon. Yeah.
But he's also giving Shrek like a pep talk
Yeah,
at the same time.
Yeah.
Of like I think you love her, and when you find the one, she's
Also, he
she's the
said
one.
that she turned into a Shrek. And they were like, no, not a Shrek. He's like, yes, a Shrek. I have the films.
He kept getting the lyrics wrong. It was my favorite part.
Oh, yeah. You could also see
he also
the
butchered that song completely.
You could see the reflection of him trying to read off of a computer from his glasses. And he still...
The whole thing is done like sing-along style with the ball bouncing on the words. And he's not getting the words right.
No, it's not good. It's not good. The whole movie in general, like... Man, I don't have... It's hard. I don't have any words for what we just saw.
Dog shit. I have a word. Dog shit.
I haven't heard you guys laugh that much at a movie ever, except for Ben. Ben had a horrible time.
I feel like I've laughed at all of the horrible movies we've watched besides this one. I found nothing. I didn't even find it redeemingly bad outside of the one scene, which is literally just a guy sitting at his computer who's just reviewing the movie. It just keeps pronouncing Shrek wrong in funny ways. That was the highlight of the entire thing for me. That, and it wasn't funny, but I got to give credit to the guy who sings "I'm a Believer" in like Phil Collins style at the end of the movie. Dope. Very well done.
That slapped.
Very solid. I found nothing else redeeming about that movie.
No, I mean, there were a couple animation styles that were actually really good. There were a couple scenes that were
some of the
really
animations
good.
are really good.
The people who have actual television shows now, their animation was very good.
Yes, but a lot of the animations were...
There were like 3 scenes that were animated well, and everything else was pretty bad.
A lot of them were absolute trash.
Oh, most of them were absolute trash, yeah.
The live-action ones that look like some dude went to Party City and then decided to film in his fucking backyard.
Yep.
Fucking terrible.
The kids with the Goodwill clothes with the tag still on.
Hey, those Goodwill clothes were pretty spot on.
I hope they got some fucking Goodwill money for that shit.
They just kept the tags on so they could return it after they were done.
Oh, I'm sure.
Ben, I want you to know that Shrek Retold currently sits at a 3.8 out of 5 on Letterboxd and a 7.5 out of 10 on IMDb.
I will say, it is I know that the result is very strange, to put it very mildly, but it is impressive they got 200 people to put together this thing and have it, I mean, I was going to say have it work. I don't know.
If only it could have been put together coherently.
I mean, we have that, right? It's Shrek, the movie,
Yeah,
like...
but I mean, I've seen other, like, obviously done by professionals, but things where it's a movie broken up into different sub-stories, and each sub-story is told through a different kind of style, is fine. But it was just so all over the place, where you'd be like, oh, here's this, like, 2D anime. Okay, nope, now we're into some sort of deep-fried meme-looking thing, and now we're back to 2D within 2 seconds, and it just didn't seem like... And it's... I don't blame the people who put it together, because I'm assuming, obviously, that's just how some people made their piece of the movie, but... Like, the scenes where we talked about the guys who did, I think you said, like, Smiling Friends, which is on Adult Swim and that, they had their whole sequence, and all of it was kind of coherent, and, like, that's awesome. If that's what you're gonna do, and, like, great. But this shit where it's, like, half one thing, and then it switches to a completely different style, and then within a half a second, it's back to what it started out as, just... It gave me a fucking headache, and it was not enjoyable to watch.
There is also a Shrek 2 retold in the making.
Oh no.
They released a trailer for it last year. I think we might just have to.
Yeah, because the first one was so good.
They did the same
The
thing with the Sonic
IMDb
movies.
ratings are very favorable.
And the views.
The fucking
does have-
IMDb ratings are. Let me guess. There's probably 200 of them, and it's all the fucking people who submitted shit for this movie.
Okay, first off, there are not 200. There are hold on, let me get there are 1.2 thousand reviews.
Fucking kids who are trying to meme.
And there are 308 10s, 323 7s. I will say, you don't give a meme review at a 7 out of 10. It's not a meme review.
I want to disappoint Ben because there's only 1,200 on IMDb. On Letterboxd, there are 1,500 5 stars, 400 4.5 stars, 1,400 4 stars, 1,000 3.5 stars, 1,000 3 stars. So there's like at least 7,000 reviews on.
To quote Charlie Murphy, cocaine is a hell of a drug.
The difference is that this is a meme movie, and everybody on Letterboxd is like probably under 35. So it makes sense that this has a lot more reviews on Letterboxd. That's what the youths are doing.
Mankind's Gift to God, one of the best films retold in a new way to bring unique life to a childhood classic. Unrateable, borderline unwatchable, masterpiece.
Proof that communism works.
Like Ben said, I don't necessarily get like I don't necessarily get like a headache from it. It's a bit disorienting. Some of the like, I know there's a couple scenes where it's constantly switching the animation and like art style. One of them being like when they were running away from the dragon in the castle. There's another one earlier on. I forget what it was. Was it no, the fight at Farquaad's was like the anime. Oh, what was it? I forget, but like those ones are very disorienting. I did not like those ones that much, but it is funny. I
mean,
know,
the whole thing was made as a joke.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, the
no,
whole
no,
thing
it's-
is supposed to be one big shitpost in the form of a movie.
Yeah, and
I'm
trying to think like I didn't hate it. I'll lead with that, but at the same time, like it's funny when it's like, oh, it's like an animated thing, and then it immediately cuts to like some live action with some dude painted in all green. Like it's very funny, and it's like our age on YouTube oriented, I feel like, because like that's the shit that was like popular when we were younger on YouTube and like we grew up with. But does it sustain that joke for like an hour and a half is like the real question.
Yeah, I mean, I can appreciate the effort and the shitposting for sure, but yeah, it is tough to watch for the full hour and 30-minute runtime.
Like, it's
that's for
tough
sure.
to get past the 25-minute mark. When you see
Yeah.
that fucking bar at the bottom has gone like less than a third of the way, and you're sitting there
25 minutes doesn't even get you to the one with the six-legged donkey and the
Yeah,
dude who's
yeah.
crawling as Shrek.
Yeah, and you're sitting there just like, fuck, I still have to watch more than an hour of this. Bro,
I looked it up. This and the original Shrek have the exact same runtime.
Okay.
The fact that hundreds of people come together to create something out of pure love and passion is so heartwarming. This movie is a must-watch. This is one of humanity's greatest achievements.
Hear that, Library of Congress? Archive
Bro.
this shit.
This is not an achievement. You know how I
Ben's
know?
just mad he didn't do it first.
You know how I know? Because 200 plus people did not put effort into that. Bro, a solid
There were
40
some scenes
people
that were
put
really
a
good.
solid 40 people put effort in, and then another like 160 were just like, yeah, I'll spend 10 minutes real quick. Oh shit, I said I would submit this today. Let me do this real fast. Like that is how I would characterize this entire fucking.
There were some creative ones too, like when they were talking about how the onions had layers, and it was like all the layers in like
The
Photoshop
video,
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes,
And he like
no.
pulled
The
open the
After Effects.
Photoshop
there
window.
were a couple things that were interesting and well thought. A lot of them felt like they realized that their submission was due in 2 days, and so they ran out and scrambled to put something together. It looked like a high school senior whose project was due on Monday, and it's now Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And they're submitting some sort of film project for English class. So they have to run out with their friends and make some sort of shitty video today so they can edit it on Sunday and turn it in on Monday.
This feels like the movie equivalent of like Twitch plays Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's like, if we just go left, we'll get to the spot we need to. Everyone presses right, and we run into a bush and get attacked by a random Pokemon. Fuck!
Or you're like, yes, we're finally at the top of these cliffs, and then down,
Yes.
jump off. No.
I thought that there were a couple scenes that were really good. There was one, like the gingerbread man torture scene.
Zach loves a
With
good
Lord
torture
Farquaad?
scene. Yeah.
I thought that was really well done.
Oh, the anime battle.
Oh, I bet you loved
Anime
that.
battle was real good.
It's so fucking funny.
It is
because
funny,
it's
yeah.
just literally memeing on like anime stereotypes. Like when the one guy tries to like,
Shocked face, 5 seconds.
yeah, the guy tries to hit him with the arrow and he like leans all the way back. He's like, ara. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. It's
Oh man.
just like so stereotypical, like anime battle. Like that one, the weird, which I assume is the Smiling Friends one, the like love scene where they like become like a heart and then
Yeah.
they fall down into the mud puddle and come out and they like with the classic frog balloon scene.
Yeah.
That one was really well done. It was kind of weird that it was like on a loop.
Yeah,
though.
it was odd that they just played it twice.
Maybe they just didn't take that much time to like have to animate it that much, but like I think that scene was really well done. Some low effort ones that made me chuckle was like the dude who's like, "Oh, my submission's due today on shrimp." So
Sure.
This is my
Shrek Retold.
this is my review of Shrend. Like that one was like super low effort but so funny. The Hallelujah one just
That
had
one
absolutely
cracked
no
me up.
point being in the movie, but was so fucking funny.
It went for so long too. It went for the whole song. They played the whole song. At least it felt like it.
The one that like probably wasn't really meant to be funny, but was funny as shit was the one that was super long, where it was like the live action people being like Shrek and Fiona. Donkey finds out Fiona is like an ogre at night.
It was so long.
It
So
felt like
long.
every like film school student video. And like it was like half-assed because like you could see the guy who's playing Shrek had like his lav cable like hanging out the back and like the mic wasn't placed correctly, like you could still see it.
I will say the one where they do the setup to like Robin Hood and the Merry Men, where the guy does like the rap song. That one, like the rap song part was solid, and then the dude starts doing his weird dance in the tights.
Oh my god.
And then all of a sudden it cuts to the dude dressed as Princess Fiona who starts fighting all the guys who are green screened into the background. That part sucked, but the rap part before it, pretty solid. I give the guy credit. That was a pretty solid rap.
That was good. I can't believe we just sat and watched that whole thing.
The guy that did the Hallelujah bit has his own show called the Dave Lieb Hart Show.
Oh my god.
Is it like
Does-
YouTube?
I don't know. It's called the Dave Lieb Hart Show.
It's on
I
at
could-
4 o'clock in the morning.
Like, what channel is it
I
even
could definitely
on?
tell. I could definitely tell the type of person who, submitted videos. When like there was a lot of meme culture within the movie. Like I forget which one, like what the scene was, but once like Fiona, I think, or Donkey start to run away, and Shrek's like, "Why are you running?"
Yeah.
Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
The amount of the fucking weird, where people just put in like the type to talk,
Oh yeah.
where it's the weird computer
Windows
voice
Sam
who
or whatever.
kind of talks like this. That shit also drives me insane.
It's an Adult Swim.
Yeah.
thing,
Shocker.
Apparently, that
Shocker.
guy has also made a lot of appearances on the Tim and Eric show.
That also doesn't
That
surprise me.
makes so much sense.
Do you love smoking weed or doing shrooms? You should watch Adult Swim after 2:30 in the morning,
After
Which is-
10:30
You're
at night.
awake.
which is probably when you're up doing shrooms or smoking marijuana. I mean, come
Who wakes
on.
up at 2
I mean,
a.m.
come
to
on.
Smoke marijuana.
How late do people stay up smoking weed?
Not very long.
10 p.m.?
Hell, I mean,
Depends on
do you
if they gotta
remember
work
any
the
of
next
the
day.
things we grew up with? Fucking Squidbillies or like
Aqua
See,
Teen Hunger
You
Force.
say that like
Aqua Teen Hunger
watched,
Force.
like I watched Squidbillies.
Did you watch Aqua Teen?
Or, God, what was
I
that?
did not really ever get into Aqua Teen.
Home movies. Home movies was fucking low tier.
I don't
Yeah,
think
I was thinking
watched
home movies,
anything on
yeah.
Adult
Home
Swim
movies.
growing up.
Home movies is crazy to me just because of the fact that like I feel like the actual writing on that was solid. It's just the fact that the animation was so jagged and shit that everyone thinks the entire show was a stoner show. But I don't think it was a stoner show at all.
I mean, H. John Benjamin was like the coach or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, like it had a legit cast.
When's the last time you guys saw Shrek?
It's been a while, if I'm being honest.
It's been a long time.
Probably been at least 10 years.
Yeah,
Oh, I'd
couple
say
years.
at least. I don't think I've seen
Oh.
it since. God, I honestly I don't know. I don't think I
Just
could
a
tell
few
you.
for me.
I feel like I saw the
3, 4,
third or
5
the
at the most.
fourth one not too long ago.
We had the second one when I worked at the appliance store I used to work at during college. I don't want to name names here, but it,
XYZ
Let's
Storehouse.
just call it- yes, perfect.
ACE Hardware.
Yes. We had Shrek 2 that we would play on one of the
Oh my God.
TVs. Well, in case kids came in, there was
Well, yeah,
something
of
they could
course.
watch while their parents looked at shit adults look at that kids don't want to. But I don't think I ever actually like paid
It wasn't
attention
that kind
to
of
it.
video
It just
store,
kind of
was it?
played.
Ben worked at a sex shop, confirmed. You wait here. Your mom and dad are going to go behind the black curtain. They'll be back.
I worked at A2A hard store.
Ass to ass.
What the fuck?
Jesus. I saw one of the later ones not too long ago. I think it was just on TV, and I didn't want to change the channel, I guess. I had forgotten a lot of the bits of Shrek, like, but it's also surprising how much this movie is like burned into my memory from childhood and from like memes. Just because like things would happen, I'd be like, oh shit, I know the joke where this like scene goes. Like,
Well, let's say I haven't seen this movie. Okay, so the movie came out in what, 2000? 2000, 2001? It's got to be coming up on 2 decades that I haven't seen this movie.
yeah,
I don't
2001.
think
Wow.
I don't think I've seen this movie since I was God, I don't know that I saw it after like middle school. Like I legit don't remember watching it beyond that. So like, yeah, coming up on 20 years, and I still remembered as soon as he's interrogating the gingerbread man that it's the "Do you know the Muffin Man" bit. Well, it's his wife, and then the not the gumdrop buttons. So I remembered that, and I remembered the Duloc is the perfect place song. The "It's a Small World" type thing. I remembered
was pretty good.
when they
Stay
started
off the
going to that
grass.
wipe your face.
Face.
I remembered that bit specifically, but yeah, a lot of the movie that as I was watching this Abomination, where I was just like, oh yeah, I do remember what's gonna happen. It's crazy how much of the movie I remembered.
You know, back when they were making Shrek, it was like a punishment if you messed up on the job at a movie
Yeah.
studio. They sent
They
you to
were
go work on Shrek.
so at DreamWorks they were making The Prince of Egypt, which It's a movie about the story of. Is it? I feel bad. I
The
can't
Prince of
remember.
Egypt.
Is it Moses?
Moses Malone.
I don't know.
I'm really bad at biblical stuff, guys. Anyways,
Moses wasn't a Prince of Egypt.
they were making the Prince of Egypt,
He
and
was the guy that
basically
got lost.
it was if you messed up when you were working there, you were sent to what they called the dungeon, and in the dungeon they were working on Shrek. The Prince of Egypt went on to kind of flop at the box office, and also kind of like critically. Like I don't think people reviewed it very well. And then Shrek went on to be like a massive success. Who'd have thunk it?
Oh.
Yeah.
Did not know that little tidbit of history.
Yeah. It does seem weird because I don't know, they had like high profile names in this movie. Like voicing the characters, you know?
Oh, in the original
Yeah.
Shrek? Yeah.
Like even before
know
even before
Chris
yeah.
Farley was supposed to be the original Shrek voice.
Right. Then I got Mike Myers, you know. Got Eddie
Yep.
Murphy, Cameron Diaz. Like those were huge stars back then.
John Lithgow?
Yeah. Seems weird that this would be
Yeah.
the shit movie to work on.
Well, I mean, you got to remember when they were sending people down to work on this movie, it was before they had cast voices. It was mostly doing like storyboards and animations, and then they probably brought in voice actors towards the end of the pipeline.
Gotcha.
I will say, in Shrek Retold, definitely a wide range of quality in Shrek and donkey accents.
Some of the donkey accents definitely bordered on offensive, if I'm being honest.
Yes.
Yeah, there were some iffy ones for sure.
Well, let's be honest. There was the one guy who sounded like he was doing a shitty Wario impression to voice Shrek.
I mean, that would be fine, but I don't know. Some of the donkey, it's hard because it's like, you know, it's Eddie Murphy. So, but some people were just doing a really poor Eddie Murphy impression, and it's like, this feels bad.
I will say I give those people credit versus the guy who just talked and then Alvin and the Chipmunks to his voice
Oh yeah, that one was pretty
during the
fucking
Brimstone one, because that one sucked.
bad. I mean, was it better or worse than the one that was literally just like what's that little Japanese toy? The mouth that
Oh.
opens up. It's like a saxophone.
I'm trying to.
It sounded like one of
Automaton or
those
whatever,
things.
right?
Yes.
Oh my god, but it was
Automaton.
only that the entire time?
Yes.
That drove me nuts.
I thought they were just gonna do that for the singing, and then it was everybody.
Yeah.
I think that the really jarring thing, at least for me, was whenever they switched Shreks really quickly between scenes. Like Shrek would be like 2D, then 3D, then he's hand drawn, then he's hand drawn by somebody else.
Then he's a person in a costume.
He's just a dude in a field painted green with jalapenos taped to his head.
The worst one was when it was literally just like the like stenciled outline or like a storyboard art. Like you could still see the circles drawn for like the hips
Yeah.
and stuff. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
There's low effort and then there's low effort.
For sure, yeah.
The one that was probably the hardest to do and also looked the worst was it was black and white, bold black outlines of the characters. And for the beginning of each scene or cut, it would be normal for like a second. And then anything that curved would immediately curve
Oh my
a shit
God,
ton and
yes.
like
Oh my
blur
God.
the screen.
Yeah, during the
That went
wedding.
on for a good
it was
30
the one
seconds.
during the wedding as they're talking.
Yes.
That one.
That's
that was
I think
trippy.
that's like an actual animator for something because I feel like I've seen that art style before.
Yeah. I don't know.
The other is it's a fine
It's
a
too
fine
much.
gimmick for a second is the shit tier like Steam source deck Shrek with like completely distorted features that looks nothing like Shrek. It's good for a nice little like gimmick or like a 2-second like YouTube video or whatever. Watching like a whole 5-minute scene with that character and
Yeah.
it's awful voice acting. It's like, oh, this is hard to watch. It's like Jimmy Neutron, but if it carried on a bit too long.
Jimmy Neutron, yeah.
Jimmy Neutron if it carried on for an hour and a half.
There was only one Jimmy Neutron scene, and it's when Shrek is rescuing Princess Fiona. And it lasts like a minute, and that's like 90 minutes too short.
Whew. You know, we watched Shrek Retold. None of us had seen it, correct?
That's right. I've seen the original Shrek.
True. I was just wondering if Zach,
I couldn't
like
do
gave
it.
it a viewing before and then was like, I need to bring a nostalgia rating in. You're gonna get
I
four
need to share this
fresh.
with my friends.
You're gonna get 4 fresh Shrek Retold ratings. Cameron, why don't you kick us off?
Perfect. Thank you. Wow.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you.
I was really hoping you'd let it linger, wait for somebody to offer up. Who would go first?
So I did not enjoy watching this.
You laughed so much in this movie.
Oh, there were some funny moments. But I like I've said earlier, I appreciate that this was made in pure ironic fashion, and this movie was meant to be one big shitpost of a Shrek movie for sure, and it came across like that. Watching it for an hour and a half is kind of rough. Like watching the whole thing, watching it for one big meme is kind of rough. I mean, I would rather watch The Room personally than this again. Just because there's so, like in that one, I do think too, if you haven't seen Shrek, you wouldn't. It's harder to get the story of what's happening from this as well. That's I think one of the things this doesn't do super well is I don't think it conveys what's happening very well, which like I don't know, maybe isn't a big deal since it's a big fucking meme movie anyway. So I'm not gonna give it even like a 0 though. I'm gonna give it a 2 because I appreciate the effort that went into it. There were some really well done animated parts to it. The rendition of Smash Mouth at the end was pretty good. But overall, I was still like waiting for the clock to drain down on this. So I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 10.
So we made it. Congrats, we did it together. We got through it together because I don't know if I would have gotten through it by myself. I tried before. I was like, oh yeah, let's make sure we can actually do this for the podcast. Make sure that this is like actually funny and not just stupid. But I only made it like 15 minutes in. I needed you guys there with me. Great screenplay, horrible telling. If like Disney or DreamWorks or one of the bigger studios picked this up, I'm sure they'd turn it around, make it an all-time classic. But I gotta give this a 1. This is food fight quality, but it is better than the Star Wars Holiday Christmas Special.
I'm not gonna lie. We've watched some all-time great movies, right? We can agree on that. We're called cocktails and classics. We've also watched some pretty shit tier movies, right? We've had April Fools. We've done the holiday special. We've done Hubie Halloween twice.
Hang on. Hubie Halloween slaps.
We watched House, which I know has a great reputation, but was just rough for a lot of us to get through. I've never more wanted to just get up and walk away.
Yeah.
Like, I legit just wanted to be done. I've never thought about just closing my eyes and letting myself drift off to sleep during a movie before. I was there, man. I was on the edge of just being like, no, I'm not doing it. I will just fucking sit here quietly. A lot of the shit tier movies we've seen have been movies that I feel like we can make more jokes or laugh about some of the things going on. This movie was such a shit tier that I feel like there wasn't even a lot of moments for us to make jokes about. I did not enjoy it. There were some redeeming parts. I did enjoy, like I said, the music at the end was good. The guy who just basically sat down and was like, I've never seen Shork. So in the movie, Shrimp is an ogre, or Shrimp is a goblin who turns this girl into another
so
goblin.
So many goblin references.
I mean Shreb?
Shreb, who in the end throws Lord Farquaad into a pit. That one was solid, but man, I for the life of me, and again, this more than any other time I've said it, I know I sound like a broken record because I say it so often. Don't listen to this podcast and think it can't be that bad. Because it is that bad. If you're going to watch it, do not watch it alone because you need someone to share that misery with. I feel like I'm closer to you guys now. Like we went through some shit in a war together. Like we've seen some shit, man. I don't even know what to give it because there were some scenes that gave it a redeeming quality. I'm gonna give it a 0.5 for those like few redeeming things. But overall, I've never wanted to stop watching a movie more than this movie, and I don't even know. I'm so brain fried after watching it that I don't even know what the fuck to say anymore.
I think this movie, like a lot of comedies we watch, are so much better when you have people to watch them with. I think that's a great thing about comedy movies. So many times this movie, like I was watching it and like something fucking nuts would happen, and I'd turn and look at the team's video chat and be like, "Are we watching this together right now? Because this is fucking nuts!" Like, and I don't know. I fucking laughed so much in this movie. And it really tailors, I guess, towards my sense of humor. Like, I love, like, shitty acid trip animation. I love, like, cringe and, like, that Tim and Eric kind of humor. I know I'm going to piss a lot of people off, but I'm actually going to give this movie a 6.
Holy shit!
Wow.
I had
That
so
takes
much
it out
fun
of the running
watching this
for worst
one.
movie this month, I think. Dang.
I had so much fun watching this movie.
6 out of 10. Oh man.
I recommend if you have a gathering of people and you're like, should we watch something like, I would put this on at like a gathering.
Remind me not
You're
to go
kicking
to any
back.
gatherings with you.
You're like, you're getting a little faded. You're tipping back a couple brewskis. I feel like this would be the perfect movie to throw on because it's the story of Shrek. Shrek has a good screenplay, but like this just adds a little extra humor to it because you're not laughing when you watch Shrek. You're like, this is decent animation. Like it looks okay. It's probably aged a little bit now, but like I feel like you get an extra little layer of humor on this one from that crappy animation. The smash cut to a live action like dude who's painted fully green or like just butt ass naked nude in the back of a scene. You're just like, what the fuck is happening?
I forgot about the naked guy.
Yeah, 6 out of 10 I think
to
is
do with pixelated wiener.
What about the
6 out of 10 is
the
purely
rabid donkey with the bush?
6 out of 10 is purely like a subjective
Well, yeah, it has to be.
subjective enjoyment aspect.
You don't come up with that stupid of an answer doing math.
No way, it's anything other than that.
So the number's objective, but can we just rattle off here a few movies that Dylan rated Shrek Retold
let's see
higher
it.
than?
Scarface.
Scarface.
Probably Citizen
Miracle
Kane.
on 34th Street. Naked Gun.
Well,
Rudy. Scrooge. Skyfall.
Skyfall. Wow.
The Longest Yard.
Wow.
The Room.
Okay.
I would probably watch Shrek Retold over most of those movies again.
Except for The Room.
But The Room, The Room, I would probably watch a million times before.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just had fun. It was a fun time.
I will say,
Like, sure, it was a little dragging at points.
most of it. All of it.
Nah, I don't think all of it. I think, I don't know, because the story.
Yeah.
Like if I was watching Shrek again, I'd think the same thing. I'd be like, okay, let's just get to where he goes and gets the girl back. All right, come on.
I will say what's weird to me is I know I rated almost all of the movies we watched last year worse than this. And I honestly don't know if I would watch this again before any of those other movies.
Wow, you would watch Food Fight before this?
I would.
I-
We watched
man.
some dumpster fires last year.
So, like I said, I think the big thing is just the fact that, like, if you were going to play me the 30-second clip of the guy sitting down talking about shrimp, and describing it,
Shrunk.
I would watch that 30-second clip and I would chuckle and laugh. I don't know that there's a 30-second clip of food fight you could show me where I would be like, yeah, okay, this is pretty good. I don't know that exists.
I think that I would watch Food Fight over this again just because I think that one's like a meme that it wasn't trying to be, and those are the funniest memes to me. Like that's why The Room is so funny to me, and Birdemic is like, and I think it's funny, but this one's definitely trying to be a big meme the entire time. But those movies aren't. Those are serious movies trying to be, what they're trying to be. It's like serious or, like a kid's funny movie, like animated movie, but fails so horrifically that it comes back around to being funny again.
Yeah, like I said, I think as a whole, I would rather watch those movies over this movie, but this movie has like a couple like 2-3 minute segments that I would watch versus most any other movie's 2-3 minute segments. Which, like, I guess is the one positive of it being a bunch of different vignettes, is the fact that, like, a couple of them might hit. But for the most part, oh my God.
Thanks for tuning in and listening. You can check out Shrek Retold at the link below in the show notes. Enjoy, experience this lovely film. Share us with your friends and family. Check out the show notes below to make yourself a SHREK PISS. Hit up those Drizzly and Casker links. Check us out next week as April Fool's Month continues with another grand movie from Ben. What do you got for us?
Because I have a baby coming this month, I figured what better way to celebrate than to make you guys watch Baby Geniuses 2. Super Baby Geniuses. So, we'll get ready to sit back and enjoy that masterpiece.
Currently sits at a 2.1 out of 10 on IMDb. Oof. A 9 Metascore.
It is in the bottom 250 of movies rated on IMDb, so it should be a fun one.
Jesus. You know when you get into like single digits on Metacritic, it's pretty bad.
It's very bad, yeah.
Share us with your friends and family. Don't forget to leave a review, and as always, watch responsibly.